Okay, we are recording.
All right.
All right. So the last time we played, um, with help from some friends, you guys had infiltrated what you think to be uh, drug trade. Maybe you're not sure, or something like that, ran by potentially the Kale. Um, and what you didn't get to experience because we were running short on time is as you were making your way out of Great View, all of the noise and the ruckus that you had created while basically robbing this warehouse did stir a little bit of attention. Not so much that you guys were followed back or anything like that, but you were definitely noticed. Um, you're not sure by who or what, but you would be able to tell for sure that you were definitely being stared at as you were leaving town. Like it was a thing. Um, but at which point, though, you returned to Edinburgh, and Austin, Austin, had left you a note talking about how he knew where you went and who you were with and what you were doing, and it was 100% okay, and everything was cool. Um, that he too was possibly involved in this resistance against these bad people in the area. And then you went to bed. Um, so I guess we'll start there. We'll start. It's morning time. Uh, Everybody's starting to wake up. You can tell that Austin's already awake and he's downstairs. You can smell breakfast. You can smell eggs and bacon and things like that cooking. Uh, what's everybody doing?
I am probably going to go downstairs and greet him. Uh, More or less order up breakfast if he's serving it, and would like to start the day with some red wine.
Why not? Shouldn't we all? So as you come down, we'll switch maps here. As you come down, excuse me,
The abyss.
into the abyss. As you come down into the uh, there we go, into the dining area of the inn. He's at his bar like he always is, and he greets you in his old man voice. Yeah, good morning. What, are you hungry?
Yes.
Yes. So he'll serve you up a big plate of whatever you want, and all the red wine you could drink. He really likes you guys. There's no money involved here. You're friends. Are you huh?
I would say if he's got time, uh, I probably would have liked to ask to hear a story as I eat, just something from his past.
Mm. What type of story would you like? Would you like adventure? Ha! Or would you like something from home?
Isn't this
From
Austin?
Yes, he's an old man.
Okay, I don't remember him having that voice, but okay.
Is my old man voice not suiting you?
No, I just didn't know who the fuck we were talking to.
we're talking to the guy who's wanting us to go get his daughter.
The
Yeah,
guy
I just
the
didn't
guy
rem-
who is old enough that he wants to retire and sell his business.
Yeah, I
He
know
was.
that. I just didn't remember him having the act. I don't know. Never mind. Continue. Continue.
My response will be from home.
Oh. Well, I originally come from a place far from here, over many oceans. Now, life was rather simple, however. My favorite stories are ones of being a boy playing on the coast. No worries, just fun, sand. Those were good times.
Well, I'm glad to see that not all who have had a life of treachery and misdeeds. Some still remain pure.
We as best we can, as best we can. However, trouble always finds a way.
That it does.
Uh, do you do, do you like still plan on helping me today?
Indeed, I'm just waiting for the others.
Of course, of course.
Uh, Lucas is Lucas would probably already be down there eating some eggs,
Fair.
having some breakfast.
Burfist.
Some burfist.
Breakfast.
Burfist.
Some burfist.
Including Burr. Alright.
I and I know you don't even sleep, XB. Were you just awake all night hanging out, or yeah, word.
Upside down under the stairs, just doing
like
XP
like
things, watching the fireplace.
fair, fair. Um, so yeah, as you finish up breakfast, he reminds you that there is the horse in the cart if you should choose to take it. He hands you a map, which I did not have time to recreate, but hang on, we'll go to the overall map of the country
Okay.
and one second. Why is it not changing? Why no changey?
No changey.
Oh, because I didn't put the players in it, I put me in it. There you go.
Roll 20 just wanted to give you a big old middle finger for a second.
I mean, that's fair. I want to give me a big old middle finger sometimes. I don't like me that much either. And he explains to you that, uh, okay, that map is up now, right? Everybody can see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. He explains to you that your destination is a town called Peterborough, which I'll ping it. It's at the base of the Great Mountains in Neverfield. It's a long journey. So your first stop for the night would probably be a place called Tiverton. It's in Hazen. Well, not the night. Your first major stop though would be a place called Tiverton. It's in Hazen. It's down here, which and I'll throw up maps of all the individual areas as we go.
Okay.
The total journey all the way up to Peterborough is about a week, week and a half. It's a long journey. Um,
Okay.
he also explains that since you're leaving the Golden Coast area, he imagines the journey's probably going to go pretty well. Hopefully, you shouldn't have any kale issues once you get out of here, and and most of the area is flat. There are some hilly areas, but no treacherous mountains or anything. So he hopes that things will go well. And he will also explain to you guys that when it comes to the horse and taking care of it, the horse has to eat every day. Even if you just stop and camp in a place that has grass for the horse to eat, that's fine. However, if you don't stop in a place where the horse can eat, or if you don't try and feed him yourself, the horse will leave, and you'll lose your horse.
Fair.
Um, and then, and and then,
No end in.
and then I'm gonna come in there. And then D&D Beyond froze. Oh, there it goes.
What's it throwing?
I said it froze.
Oh,
And then Lucas, he hands you something for your journey as you're finishing your breakfast. Do you know what a pitch pipe is?
No.
It's like it's a little instrument that you blow into and it creates a note and you use it to tune other instruments. It creates a certain pitch or a certain note.
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay.
And he explains to you that. Hang on, sorry. He explains to you that it's called the Pipe of Mercy. That you can only use it 3 times in your whole life before it doesn't work anymore and it has to be passed on. But if you ever get in trouble, in big trouble, and you really need help, or you and your adventure team here, you can blow that pipe and help will arrive. And if you want to add it to your inventory, I created it. It's called the Pipe of Mercy.
Okay.
And he also explains to you that um, in his times, he's only used it twice. He has one more um, action left on it. So when you guys are done with it, if ever, and he's still around, he would like it returned.
Okay. I
I
thank him for it, and yeah.
I thank it for it, and yeah, fuck him.
Mhm.
Uh,
just being a troublemaker. You just blindfold him, throw him over the bar, and leave just for funsies. I don't know.
just for the fuck of it. Fuck you, old man, and just walk out the door.
um,
Uh,
I'll thank him for the essentially the prayer of safe travel. Uh, and the gift of the cart with the horse, because Hoshino pretty much has traveled on foot only, so the cart and a horse would be a nice kind of experience, I suppose.
the yeah, like a change of pace or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
which he appreciates, and he hands you uh, a sack with like non-perishable foods, like some canned goods and some breads and things like that.
All right.
Um, which I don't require you guys to keep track of eating and stuff every day, for the game purposes, but hands it to you anyway, just as a gesture. He really appreciates all of this.
All right. So let's go find this horse and cart.
Okay, it's out back where you guys left it. After you,
Oh, we never got in it. We found the guy in the alleyway and got distracted.
yeah, you sure did.
Yeah. Yep. Wasn't our fault. It was totally Rain and Meg.
Listen,
It was all their fault.
it's always rain. I'm telling you, it's always rain.
All right. No, I'm fairly certain Hoshino has never driven a horse-drawn carriage. Um, so she would probably try to find a way to get into the back.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll take the reins. And I did drive the carriage last time.
Did you?
Yeah, we took it.
I thought you guys left it.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's where you did the exchange anyway when you got back, so it would have been back there regardless.
I'll take it.
Okay.
All right. So we will travel along. Is everyone good with that?
Yep.
Okay.
You're quiet tonight,
Hmm.
Karen. Okay, so as per usual, you head to the docks. You find a uh, you find a boat. You gotta wait a little while, but there ends up being a boat large enough to carry the horse and the carriage and everybody.
All right.
And I forgot what that cost. Was that 2 gold?
It was either 2 or 3.
Because I remember it was more
I,
It was
expensive
two
to
gold to cross the docks.
2 gold. Okay, so that's your fee for crossing.
Okay.
all right.
Um,
Hold on. Let me subtract the amount. Inventoire. Currency. Dope. Got it.
oh crap! I gotta roll. So you get halfway across,
And we find the Lady of the Lake.
and she just pops up out of nowhere. No, and everything's fine. Fair weather. The trip goes quickly,
All right.
and you get to the other side to the Eden docks, which I'm just gonna throw up the whole Golden Coast map here. So the map that he left you basically says that you're gonna have to head uh, west down the road towards Hazen, um, in the open plains until you get over there.
Okay.
If you should choose to go his way, I don't know what you guys plan on doing.
I mean, honestly, if that's the path,
Okay. To get to the border is about 3/4 of a day walk, so it's going to take most of your day just to get to the border. And we'll roll to see how it goes. Roll a 19, which I'm pretty sure means everything's fine.
it
Fair weather.
lies.
It lies. Fair weather and fast travel. Everything goes well. There's nobody. Uh, there's nobody to bother you. Of course, there's other people on the road, but everybody seems friendly. The closer you
All
get
right.
to the border, the less and less you notice the people in the dark cloaks. Um, Everything seems to be going really well so far.
Okay. Um,
Is there anything you guys want to do or say or anything while you're traveling, or you're just going?
I don't think that I would technically say anything. I would more or less just end up keeping my eyes out, uh,
Fair,
just taking in all the sights and whatnot.
fair,
Because I don't feel like she would have come from this way, so it's kind of new. Even though it's just planes whatnot, but it's still seeing people and everything else,
fair.
which is adding to that, you know.
Okay. Um, so then you're reaching the border. It's been almost the entire day at this point. It's starting to get, the sun is starting to go down at this point. However, at the border of Hazen, switch maps real quick.
Hmm.
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
You're
So
good.
you're at the border, which
Oh,
puts
I
you about
see.
here. You're getting ready to go through the hills.
Can you ping
Bing what?
where we're at?
Right here where the road comes into Hazen
Okay. Okay.
from the Golden
Now,
Coast.
the border itself, is there any kind of wall, like the Great Wall of China, or is it
No. Oh, so what there is, and I meant to describe this to you. The whole the whole country generally is fairly flat, but used to be rather rolly with hills and stuff, much like you see in Hazen. The Golden Coast being um, a area that's completely flattened off for farming, what you do start to see as you get more towards the border is large hills that you didn't see before because all of the dirt and rock and debris and stuff from all these farm fields have all been pushed towards the border. As you actually cross the border, there is a guard house, but they're only there in case something were to go wrong or they had to close the border for some reason. Um,
yeah?
but there's no inspections or fees or anything. These two provinces get along really well, so there's no reason
Okay.
for any of that here. And then as you get into Hazen, um, this is a place where the hills and everything have been left. So out in front of you, you'll start to see all the hills and stuff that you got to travel through.
Hmm.
It's also a place known more for livestock, so you'll start to see animals, typical livestock animals, roaming. You assume they all probably belong to somebody, but there's really no fences here. People just keep track of their animals and where they roam to.
Okay.
Yeah. So, getting towards the end of the day, you guys still going, or what are you doing?
I feel like Hoshino's too excited. Honestly, I was hoping to see a cow so that I could go pet
I
it,
mean,
but I was reading the Roll 20 chat.
I have
With all these
I have
animals wandering around,
I have two of them now.
is there any like hay?
Well, it's a really grassy region. They just eat the grass that they're roaming around on.
Oh, okay.
Um, hay is essentially just long types of grass. So yes and no at the same time.
Okay.
If
I,
that
I just
there's no
I just didn't know if there was like bales of hay.
not in this particular region. You're a little far from a
Okay.
settlement or a town for somebody to have cut bales of hay and just left out here in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
You said it's basically nightfall heading to these hills.
Just about, yeah, because it would have taken you about 3/4 of the day to get to this spot. So you're approaching nightfall rapidly.
Mm. Do you guys think we should stop and let the horse eat?
Yeah, and maybe start resting too. Try to find a nice area to kind of set up camp for the night, maybe.
Sounds decent. If you don't mind, I'll keep watch
All
and
right.
totally not try to steal a cow.
We'll split watch.
Yeah.
You can go and then I'll go.
What is it
All
with
right.
you people and cows? I don't understand.
Cows are wonderful.
Everywhere I
You
go.
never question what is with you people and cows. Never question the cows.
All right. So look, I've heard the horror stories of things that happen to cows. I just want to protect them. So
Somebody here wanted to ride one.
I
we're
don't know what
just
you're talking about.
we're
I
just
know.
mocking up our
Ironically
cavalry.
enough, ironically enough, I also came from, well, that character also came from Hazen, land of the grazing cow.
Oh, I'm aware.
What was his name? What did I name him?
Garth.
Garth. Good old Garth.
He was essentially Garth from Supernatural, but like country.
Oh.
Alright. So I'll keep my eyes out for the first half of the night.
Lex. Yeah, he was.
Okay. So everybody sets up camp, I imagine, somewhere on the side of the road.
Hmm.
Does anybody light a fire or anything? Or are you just gonna camp under the stars, or what are you gonna do?
Hmm.
I'm fucking
That
reading
may be a
Garth's
question.
bio real quick. Okay, alright, cool, alright.
Oh, I remember it.
His buddy Keith and him used to
Mm-hmm.
cut their hair to make birds' nests while they're eating cherry popsicles.
Me and my buddy Keith.
Me and my buddy Keith. He loved his mama.
God damn. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry, Josh. What'd you say?
um, I don't technically know if Hoshino would make a fire or like what the temperate temperature of the area might be because I can imagine she's probably used her to colder weather.
You're farther south in the country right now, and it's towards the end of summertime, so it's still pretty warm, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I actually that's another point. I don't think I ever explained. Their calendar pretty much reflects um, our calendar. So, except their time is really accelerated. So we're at the beginning of the campaign right now. It's going to be summertime there, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Fair. Yeah. Why the hell not? I'll attempt to make a fire.
Okay. What would that be? A survival? Can you make a survival check for me?
Yeah. Oink.
Boink.
Mm-hmm. I'm just waiting. I clicked on it.
I'm waiting too. Sometimes it's a little slow in the uptake. That's okay.
I'll click one more time. What gives? Oh no.
So one of the
Hmm.
reasons I was kind of worried about using this oh, there goes. Oh, a
Oh,
20.
okay.
A 20. You managed to make a fire pretty easy. Um, no real issues at all. You look around. It's mostly grass here, but maybe you find some uh, pieces of grass or sticks or something that were left by carts that were traveling by, or maybe you have something with you. But um, yeah, you end up rubbing two sticks together and you make a great cozy little fire to hang out to.
All right. Um, I think at this point, depending on if anyone's around Hoshino, she'll probably start to uh, reflect a bit
Okay.
on what's taken place recently and how it's starting to carve her path, basically,
In her life specifically, or just
in her life.
okay, okay. Well,
Lucas is probably already going to bed.
that sounds like Lucas.
Yeah.
That's fair. And what are you doing, XP?
Now back to the cart.
Do what? I didn't hear you.
Next feature hanging out in the back of the cart. Keep an eye on everything.
I'm sorry, you keep breaking up. I can't hear you.
She basically said XP's kind of hanging out in the back of the cart, keeping an eye on everything.
Oh, fair. All right. So, Lucas, that
I
would
think
leave.
I might. I think I might take a moment or two, depending on where Lucas is sleeping, and just keep an eye on him.
Yeah, that would make him the only person asleep right now. So,
Yeah.
so as you guys rest, oh, okay. Uh, no rolls needed. Your first half of the night comes and goes with no issues. Um, it is getting late, however, so I imagine you probably want to start heading to bed. Um, are you gonna wake Lucas up, or are you just gonna let XP finish the watch for the night?
Uh, Usually before, depending on if I have any of the tobacco left,
Mm-hmm.
usually before heading off, uh, would more or less light up the pipe. I would probably go find XP and offer a hit or two if she wanted it, um, and ask would she mind taking the rest or was she able to rest at all.
Okay.
No, thank you. I'll just keep watch for you guys. You're good to rest. And she kind of just goes back to surveying the surroundings.
Okay. No problem. So that leaves you. And wow, these are rolling great tonight, actually, for you guys. Same story as for Hoshino. Your part of the watch comes and goes with no issues at all. It's a great night out. The sun begins to come up over the horizon. The fire at this point's probably died down a little bit, but the night went well. And I imagine pretty soon here everybody else is going to start waking up.
May or may not have stashed some red wine.
That's fair. I get it.
Yeah, Lucas is probably starting to wake up and probably go check on the horse and uh
Wonder why the hell it's morning and not night. Never got woken up.
uh do I have I don't Alright, I don't have any water for the horse, otherwise I was gonna give it water.
Do I?
But
um, we'll
I pet
save.
the horse and tell it it's pretty.
Oh, he kind of neighs and nudges your shoulder a little bit. He appreciates you. And as the light comes up, you could be able to start to see where you are. As you look forward towards the route you're supposed to be going, the hills begin to start and they begin to roll, and it actually looks very pretty. You might notice a herd of cattle, or maybe some free roaming pigs or something like that. But yeah, the night went well, and I'm gonna go ahead and assume you guys are gonna pack up and start moving forward again.
Yeah, we'll move along. We're trying to make good time.
Okay. um, so you're starting here about
Hmm.
at about half a day's travel is gonna get you to this fork here. Um,
Okay.
and I'll roll to see how that goes.
Well, hill giants.
Um, you don't know my plan, okay? I'm gonna have to use a different die or something because this is rolling too damn good. That was an 18, so that half day's travel went great for you guys. Everything was fine.
All right.
Absolutely no issues. You're at a fork now. Which way would everybody like to go? Are you gonna keep going your way, or are you gonna go a different way?
Well, what's the way that we're supposed to go? I assume to the right.
Yes.
Well, then
We
we're
need to
gonna.
head north
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
based off the map.
I don't. Well,
Um,
I don't want to make decisions for everybody. So okay.
yeah. But basically, what's happening is it's leaving it up to us as a group to discuss what we think we should go to.
Right.
So,
Right. Exactly. So
but
another.
the
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're good.
Okay.
The Looking at the map wise, it seems that the town to the south and the town to the north are roughly the same distance traveled.
Yeah,
Um,
they're both about another half a day ish.
hmm. If we gaze upon the north path, do we see anything? Is it just more hills or something?
So as you gaze upon the
Or
north half,
notable structures?
as you gaze upon the north half, what you do see is yes, more hills, but well, no, you wouldn't see that far. So from where you're standing, yes, you see more hills, and to
Okay.
the south, you see more hills on what would be your left, and then coastline and water towards your right.
Hmm.
And then
Is that
general traffic in the
we should
area
go
isn't,
to?
huh?
So, no, you're looking at the map wise, the town.
What? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. What? Fair. So you guys want to go north then?
Oh, without a doubt.
Okay. So you head north. Um, it's been about a half day. It's we'll call it 1 o'clock or something like that at this point as you go north. Um, another quarter of that, which would be another half quarter of your day. Wow, another 19. Um, as you guys get up here towards the base of the hills and begin
Hmm.
to get out of it, there's again absolutely no issues. You did notice off the beaten path, maybe over here, you could see a fire and some huts. There's probably a little village over there at the base of the hills, but nothing super noteworthy. You imagine, having come through this area before XP, that it's probably just people who are maybe camping or have a temporary settlement who are out trying to tend to their animals or something like that. And then the second half of the day, you're going to end up at this fork here at to go north or end up going to Whitnash, which that part of the journey. Oh, what is that? Okay, so for that part of the journey, it starts to rain. You get foul weather, and you're slowed. So by nightfall, you wouldn't make it all the way to the fork. You would probably be down here some. Probably still 3 or 4 hours walk to that fork.
Hmm.
And yeah, so that's where you're at as the day starts to come to an end. Do you want to keep going in the dark, or what do you want to do?
I mean, how long until we get to Whitnash? Where are we going again?
Uh, so in the notes that he left you, he said that the first good stop where he knows people and you can hang out is Tiverton, which from where you're at is probably another day. So you'd make it there by the end of tomorrow. Also, from where you're at right now, Whitnash is probably another 4 hours or 5 hours or so.
Okay. Um,
Hmm. That is a question. Um,
so how long until we get to the fork?
So
Probably
you,
another 3 hours. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
with the weather, anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, with the weather. Because he said
Yeah.
the Whitnash was like 4 hours, so I was just curious how long to the fork. Okay. Um,
You would have been at the fork had it not started raining and the path got all muddy and it slowed you down.
yeah,
Yeah.
I get that. I was just asking how long now until the fork, though.
Probably 4 or 5 hours to Whitnash. Probably 3 to the fork, something like that.
Oh, okay. Um, I guess we can just try and set up.
Are we? We're still around the hills.
You're at the base
Yeah,
of them. You're starting to come out of the hills to
he said we were right here about, as
Okay.
far as I remember.
correct. You're starting to come out of them. This little land bridge area here between the two bodies of water is a flatter area.
Hmm.
So I mean, you can see it on the map too. What you'll do is you'll come out of the hills, go over that little land bridge area, and then end up going back into the hills as you turn right and go towards Tiverton. You know,
Yeah, but you said that's like 3 hours away, so
it's like 3 hours just to that fork for Whitnash.
yeah, which is exactly where that little land bridge is too.
Right, you're right in the middle of it at that point, right?
Yeah, so
All right. I mean, like, I, I'd be okay with stopping at the fork.
so keep going another 3 hours.
Yeah. And then at that point, I the only cover that we have technically is the cart if it is covered. But besides that, we're just gonna get rained on. So
The cart
Alright,
is not covered, but I mean, you could hang out under the cart or something.
okay. I'm fine with going until the fork.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Let's put another 3 hours on you, so I'll roll again. And we'll roll 2 with disadvantage because it's dark now. And an 18 and a 19. I'm not even making that up. So I guess the weather starts to clear, and instead of taking 3 hours, you make it to that fork in probably 2 hour and a half, something like that. You make it there pretty quick, and it goes
Okay.
all
well.
right.
Okay.
And so at this point, what
At this
about? You said it's dark, so
Yeah, so summertime it gets dark at what 8:30 ish, and
yeah.
you've traveled a couple hours past that, so it's getting pretty late at this point.
I feel like it would be better to. Well, I don't know.
I feel like we should just set up
Can we
camp on the
see?
side.
Can we see that town on the horizon or no?
Whitnash, yeah, probably. Whitnash is a very large town. It is the it is the capital of Hazen, where my computer's gonna freeze, and I can't tell you what the guy's name that lives there.
But it's gonna take like another 3 hours to get there.
Yeah, it's probably gonna take a few hours. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Um,
we would have to take like another 3 hours to get back out of there.
Yeah,
right.
it'd pretty much be a day's travel from Whitnash to Tiverton, at least from
Yes.
my guesstimation.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I'm fine with just setting up camp for the night here on the side. We can make a fire to warm ourselves up after the rain
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
okay.
and if you want to sleep, Hoshino, I'll take a watch for the for half the night or however.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys go ahead and set up. Do you start a fire or anything, Lucas? You do. Can you roll a survival check for me, please, to see how well you can start a fire?
That's a 17.
Okay, it's not bad at all. you know, you're young, but you've been around, so you know how to start a fire for sure. No issues at all. You gather some tinder, you gather some more significant things to burn, and yeah, it's no problem. You guys are soaking wet, so the fire probably feels really good. And everybody else, well, I guess Hoshino drifts off to sleep. And oh, can you roll a perception check for me, Lucas?
That's a 21.
Golly. Okay. I don't know why everything's rolling so good tonight. I mean, not complaining. It makes everything go real fast, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the morning. It's real late. It's getting towards the end of your shift.
Okay.
And you hear something. Something maybe you think the sound comes, excuse me, a little bit to the south of you. You're not sure what it is. It sounds large.
Okay. Um, I'd probably look over to XP and ask if she heard it. Um, and
Let me roll a perception roll
Oh, you don't have to roll
real
at all.
quick.
Well, actually, yeah, cause yeah, you're awake too. So go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
oh no,
Oh no, you
I know nothing.
you
that's a
were
1. Oh,
so deep in thought about maybe the
There's no
boy.
sleep over here.
Maybe think you were thinking about the boy that you had met that helped you get away, and maybe what happened to him. But you damn sure aren't paying attention to Lucas or any of his crap.
No.
uh,
You go to what you think is XP, but it's really a stone statue staring at the sky, shaped like XP.
Yes, exactly.
Pretty much.
all right. I go to wake Hoshino up, and since XP's dead, I guess, I just basically,
You're not wrong.
Okay, I mean, technically, I don't know.
I tell Hoshino that I need to get some rest, but I heard something to the south, and that if there's any trouble, to wake me immediately. Um, but everything okay.
All right. So I will wake up and with a calming motherly tone respond to Lucas saying, "Thanks for the heads up. Get some rest."
I pass out.
Thumbsies.
And basically, I will try to keep an eyesight on everything around, but my eyesight will usually be trained on the south.
Okay, no problem. Um, so you begin your shift, and I the noise never presents itself again. You're not sure what it was, at least not as of now. Um, but your shift goes well, and the sun starts to come up.
It's better than the initial thought that I had for Hoshino.
What was your initial thought before I tell you what it was that you can see now?
Readying an arrow and just letting it loose in general direction.
Just having at it. I figured.
Yep.
Honestly, I'm real surprised that nobody
I have
did.
experience with that. It only led to
Yeah.
me killing an innocent fucking bunny.
You know what? You're the one that wanted to shoot.
I got mad after rain, and there was some goblins, and then I heard another rustling, and so I was like, fuck these bitches, and I shot, and it was a bunny.
I mean, everybody's been mad at rain at least
And
once,
then I
so
cried.
I get it. I don't even remember what was your character's name.
Uh, oh god, that character? Was that Nafia?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway,
That was Nafia.
you brought it on yourself. So, Hoshino, you're awake as the sun rises,
Hmm.
and while you're still looking south, what you notice is a very large herd of cattle, um, and a few, I guess, I'd technically call them cowboys also in this world because they're wrangling cows. So, and a few cowboys, trying to herd them up and move them back north. But the night went well. Nothing went wrong.
Okay. Okay. Um, did Lucas fall asleep in the cart,
I'd say so.
I don't know.
or did
I don't know.
next to the
Probably.
fire?
I probably fell asleep next to the fire.
Okay.
So I'm probably starting to wake up and
Because at this point, Oshino's getting really interested in the horse, and, and was almost contemplating hopping on and trying to drive it. So I'm gonna sleep Lucas in the back.
Lucas goes up to Hoshino and just no, you go rest. I got this, and I get on
Yeah.
That
All
reminds me,
right.
I forgot that you've been driving.
the.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. So what do you guys do? Are you just gonna pack up and leave, or
Good
do you
thing
want
we're
to?
almost. Good thing we're almost in the city.
Yeah, we'll probably pack up and I'll put the
So
horse
we
out before I get on him.
Fair enough.
um. So it's been fed and watered, basically.
Yeah, I didn't mention the water, so we'll let it go this time. But we'll just assume that he's gonna get most of his moisture from the grass that he
Well,
eats.
when we come up from, well, it also just rained, so definitely should get some moisture from that. But when we come over here, I was
Osmosis.
probably gonna let him like go up to the
Yeah. Yeah.
lakeside.
I think we'll just book straight to Tiverton. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Since we're on a fresh new day.
Okay. All right. No problemo. So you lose your, or sorry, you leave your campsite up here at the fork.
Yep.
Hmm.
And this fork is not quite halfway, but it's close. And what you can see in front of you is that you're getting ready to go back into a bunch of rolling hills. And on this first day of travel, everything also goes well. Wow. I'm gonna have to use a different die. I'm no offense. Um, do you guys? Is there anything special that happens while you're traveling, or are you just still going?
Keep going.
As we're traveling, I'll probably ask how everyone's feeling at this point. We've been on the road for what, 3 days now, something like that.
Yeah, it's been a
I mean,
while.
like Hoshino's used to traveling, so this is nothing new to her. But as far as how other people treat traveling, it's like being in a car for 15 to 18 hours, pretty much like you don't no semblance of home, basically. So
Yeah,
Lucas is enjoying himself.
okay,
that's a big adventure for him.
and
Yeah.
UXP.
Nothing new for me.
Is the traveling getting to you, or how you doing?
Her kind of still over the distance. She's obviously still deep in thought, just a little bit less deep in thought than she was last night.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Lucas, can you make an animal handling check? And I'll say it's with advantage because you petted the horse and you're starting to make friends with him. Just see how well your driving skills are.
My first one was 13. I'll
Okay.
do it again just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 19. So
Okay. You're fine. Um, where you the environment where you come from, I imagine they probably use horses to move stuff around in and out of uh
yeah.
the work areas or whatever. So you've been around horses. Everything's cool. and this is a pretty nice tame horse. So the second half of the day, as you're getting into the base of the hills, somewhere
Mm-hmm.
probably about here,
Mm-hmm.
you can look out in front of you. You're starting to see coastline. You're starting to see the hills off to your left. A natural 20. Nothing happens. In
Okay.
fact, in fact, the weather is so good that your travel is increased, and instead of taking another half a day to get to Tiverton, it only takes another 3 or 4 hours.
Question.
Yes.
Can Hoshino make a pit stop right here?
Sure. Yeah, at the water.
And like, because I'm gonna assume it's a shoreline, basically, correct? And it is not a lake; it's also a beach, right?
Correct.
Like it's
It's
to
a
the ocean.
saltwater shoreline. Yes. Here I
So
can.
there's more or less. There may or may not be some shells there.
Hang on. I'll zoom out so you can see exactly where you are right now. You are here.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Okay. Yeah. If there might be any shells, she would probably try to collect some.
sure, I imagine there would be. I mean, you're at the end of I don't know what exactly you call it, but there would be a beach there and everything. So I'm sure there
Yeah.
are some shells.
Okay.
Can you roll an investigation check for me to see how well you do?
Okay. Oh, that was the wrong thing. Okay. Investigation. Do 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 do. Okay, there we go. 16.
16's not bad. Um, you definitely find plenty of shells. They're maybe not the largest and fanciest shells, but there's lots of really nice shells. Everything from maybe the size of a dime to maybe the size of a silver dollar or something like that.
Okay. Um, if there is any of the shells that are a decent size, not necessarily the sand dollar, that look like a sunset. The ones with like the orange and brown on them. She
Um,
would like to pick up a handful of those.
um, there is, and I'd say with a 16, you probably find a few of them, 3 or 4 maybe.
Okay. All right. So that's all I wanted to do.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything? Okay. So, with a natural 20, your travel goes real well. In fact, the weather is so nice that you get to Tiverton, and it's not even dark yet. It's probably 4 or 5 o'clock. You've got 3 or 4 hours until it gets dark still, even. Um, as you pass through the hills, if you looked, you probably saw maybe some wild horses, some young ones, some older ones, maybe a few more cows, maybe some hogs, but just a really lovely day. A great experience, honestly.
Okay.
And
All right. So now that we are arriving in the town, um,
which I have a map for somewhere. Here it is.
okay.
Yeah, there it is. There's Tiverton. Um, oh, I didn't label these. Crap. Well, you've never been here before. However, from Austin's notes, what he would tell you is he doesn't remember the names of the people, but number 5 would be the blacksmith. Um, number 3 would be the general store.
Hmm.
Uh, 4 would be a trinkets and collectibles shop, just kind of like a thrift store sort of thing, but they might also sell some potions too.
Okay.
And number 2 is a shipping company down by the water, and number 1 is their tavern, which he told you in his note. I think I mentioned earlier that he knew some people here. The tavern is ran by a man named Spencer, and if you need anything specific or special, Spencer might know how to get it for you.
Did I get those right?
The more rare items. Get what right?
2 is the dock storehouse. 4 is the trinket.
Oh, did I
Right?
get those backwards?
2 is a shipping company, but yeah.
Yeah, shipping company.
Oh, my bad.
Ship, 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 ship.
Yeah.
Question about the trinket shop. Would they also be able to make things that would require kind of a finesse of handiwork?
Do you mean like enchanted items or just really well made kind of
Craft,
decorative artsy items?
decorative.
Uh, mm,
What was 4?
4 was the trinkets and collectibles.
Oh.
Um, they're not really. Oh, you're labeling them on there. Okay, right on. I see. Yeah, potions is also correct. They'll sell some potions here.
Alright, I'll just put that there.
Uh, so the lady that runs the shop with her husband, they don't really make things for people, but
They just do.
they're
I
kind
gotcha.
of they collect rare items, if that makes sense, and they sell them, kind of like an antique shop or a thrift store. Um, yeah.
Okay.
So what do you guys want to do?
Um.
Actually, it's been an hour. Do you guys want to take a break before we get going?
Um. I might go grab dessert,
Okay.
and I'll be right back.
All right. I'm gonna stop the recording. We're gonna say that this is the end of part 1 for our video,
Okay.
and yeah, we'll see everybody when we get back.
Okay.